In this video, we will learn about print function. A print function in Python is a function that is used to display specified messages to the console window or any other standard output device that is connected. So anything printed using print function will be converted to a string before it is returned to the screen. So let's see the syntax of print function. Print followed by opening and closing parentheses, obj or objects, sep equal to separator, end equal to end line, file equals file, and flush equal to flush. So let's now see about each of these in detail. Obj, it's an any object given into the print statement such as an integer, string or float or any other valid operation, and that will be converted to a string before it is printed. So let's just see this print hello. So you can see it will print the text hello. Now this is a string. Now when you say print 1, you can see this prints 1, which is an integer. Also you can print multiple statements such as which is separated by commas. So 1, 2.3, and I can say hello. So now you can see everything is printed, but you can also observe that there is a space in between each object. So everything is an object here. So 1 is an object, 2.3 is an object, hello string is also an object. Finally everything will be converted to string and it will be printed. So this SEP is responsible to specify how to separate the objects, and default it is a white space. Now I will show you how to change this attribute. So I'll just type print 1, 2, 3 sep equal to, by default it's a white space, right? So now I will try to put a arrow, and now you can see that 1, 2 and 3, instead of white space in between them, you can have this arrow. You can also have any number, any length of valid characters, but it has to be a string. So you can see this character will be populated in between these objects. What if you try to print what if you try to give this a integer, sep equal to 110? This will be an error. This sep must be a none or a string. It should not be a int or a floating point or any other type, right? Now coming to end. End is used to specify what to print at the end of the line or maybe end of the objects. So once you print all the objects in the statement, what to print next. So by default it's a new line in Python. I'll show you how to change that. So I'll take the same example where we had sep equal to arrow, type end. Now I will end it with a star star and a slash n, or let it be star star for now. Now you can see that after 3 there is 3 stars. So the default will be removed. So the new line will not be given, and the terminal control will come on the same line. So what if I put nothing over here? After putting this, you can see the terminal is over here. Meaning this is just to use indentation or proper beautification of the output that you want to generate. This end and sep. So there's two more concepts like file and flush. Let's not go deep into this because we are targeting about the basics of Python. So if you want, you can Google it out. But file is an object with a write method, right? By default, it is system dot standard output. So sys dot std out. And flush is a Boolean value, and it is used to specify if an output is to be cleared or flushed. So basically, this by default false. If you specify this as true, you can clear or flush the output. Coming to errors raised by print function, you can have syntax error at times when you actually misspell the words, right? The syntax is not syntactically correct or valid. So here you have few examples like prints of these. When you misspell the word print, it has to be exactly print, right? Also when you try to mismatch the parenthesis, or also whatever types of error you try to do, it's actually a syntax error. Okay, here we actually have a name error, it's not a syntax error. uh, when we try to use this, prints is not defined because it's actually not a syntax. It does not recognize to relate it with a print, but it just looks into some defined different function. So let me show you that. So let's say I will define a function, uh, prints, and here I will put print it works. So for those of you who don't know how to define a function, def is a keyword to define a function and followed by the function name. So I have used prints, prints, and followed by open and closing parenthesis, and it has to be followed with a colon. And then the indentation matter, so whatever comes and the same indent will belong to this function segment. And yeah, here I have only one statement, that is print it works. So let me just try to run print. I will use this function that I have defined, prints, and I try to hit enter. It says it works, so this will be executed. So I will so now you would understood that why you got a name error here, right? It's not a syntax error, it's a name error. But here it's a syntax error because you actually mismatch the closing and opening parenthesis. So thank you guys.